Okay, first thing, okay, the colors are a bit too bright. I'm just the only thing that worries me now is since you mentioned it's mm, for kids, but it's still a bit too bright on the eyes, especially the combination of the green and the red. Mm, uh, the fonts, the shapes, everything is like a bit too contrasting. For example, the green button for save avatar, that's got like rounded edges. The degree of those rounded edges is very different from the ones that's written above for choose your avatar. You have lines, you for enter the name, you have a very weird background with a weird color. That's literally against all the laws of UI. Okay, so selecting, okay, that effect is decent, that's fine. Yeah, another thing is so the boy and the girl, the images are pretty crisp and clear, but then the background is really blurred and pixelated. So that also kind of looks bad, doesn't give a professionalism effect. Okay, so choose your avatar is not a button. Okay. So see, that's again more confusing. Save avatar, choose your avatar, both of them look like buttons, but then choose your avatar is not a button. So that's again more confusing. The background for enter the name is really distracting. Okay, so if I press enter, it goes next line. Okay. Yeah, so many people would automatically press enter. So probably I think that's something you could look at. If it goes to the next line, that's an issue because people are used to just pressing enter after they enter the name.
You have to press the back key.
Oh, okay. Yes. So that's again confusing for people are used to just clicking on the screen to remove the keyboard. So save up the play button. This is again a very different style. Melbourne, history, and two different fonts. Play is a third font. So in a single page, you have three different fonts. That's again very distracting. The colors are a bit too much. The play button doesn't look centralized, if you ask me. Nope, it is not centralized. So would be great to have it centralized at least. Flinders Street Station, explore this. Okay, now again, sorry about this, but the first thing that comes to my mind again is one, two, three. There are three different kinds of fonts, or even if you include history, and that's like four different kinds of fonts. Flinders Street Station again looks like a button, but it's not a button. Very distracting. So Flinders Street Station, that's one font. Shows your station distance reward. All those are a second font. Explore this place, third font. So three different types of font on a single page. Let me see the back button. Okay. So it looks like a back button, but when you press it, it's a menu button. So that's again more confusing. Star. Okay. The star and the plus, the images are not in the right ratio. It's supposed to be a perfect circle, but it's not in the right ratio. So that also falls on the eye. And another thing is uh, the avatar is flat designed, but the buttons are all beveled and embossed. They're like more of a 3D effect with the white glow along the corner. So that's also again against all the rules of UI. Okay. So yeah, I can understand that it's okay. It can be swiped. It can be selected. That's fine. Oh, okay. So this is another thing which is really distracting. So when I move this, the distance and reward, that effect is vertical, whereas the explore this place is horizontal effect, sliding effect. I really don't understand why an effect is needed, especially for explore this place, because like the options are not changing at all. It's just explore this place. So it would be rather better to just keep it there rather than just having a random effect. It no offense, but it literally feels like someone has done a PowerPoint presentation at the first time and just made use of all the effects that are available. So explore this place. Okay, this UI looks much better compared to the other ones because the background design is also flat. The avatar is also flat. Click on the start button to start the game. So see, that's another thing. You've written click on the start button, but there is no start button. There's just the let's go button. So for a kid, that might be confusing, where they definitely do not have the mental capacity of an adult. So yeah. Number of treasures found 0 out of 4. Okay. Okay, this looks fine. So the whole map effect actually looks really good. It reminds me of a game I played. The map effect is really good. Okay, why am I moving?
It's coded out to move automatically.
Ah, okay. You found a treasure. Click to rotate coin.
Actually, you have to walk, but we have
Oh,
coded.
okay. Oh, okay, fine. Design is to okay. That's fine. Yeah, but then again, a small UI thing. The whole map is 2D and flat, whereas the star up on the top is again 3D. You found a treasure. The earlier image had no borders. It was more or less like a PNG image. This one has a black background. That is again a discrepancy in the design part. Okay. And another thing, especially because it's for kids, the text, the paragraph text that you have here, it would be better if you can keep it left aligned. The issue with central aligned is it's more strain on the eyes, especially for kids, because everyone, like English language, you're taught to read from left to right. So the eye actually, for when you look at the left line, it starts at different places if it's centralized. So it would be great if that part could be left aligned. Justified would be wonderful, but then at least left aligned would be great. Okay. So yeah, map. You found the pressure. Okay, wonderful. I actually love the map. Really love the feel of it. The map design is really good. Continue working the final destination to unlock the main treasure. It would be wonderful if you don't use all caps, because literally in written language and on web, all caps means you're shouting. There's no need to shout. Level completed. Character upgraded to level 2. Oh, okay. Oh, so the kid has a hat. Yeah, that's another thing. The kid has a black hat, and in the background you have black. So all of a sudden, I actually did not see the hat. So I just when it showed that it's character upgraded, I was just thinking, okay, what happened here? Something is odd, but I couldn't understand. So that color part also needs to be looked at. Level completed. See that again. So the level completed orange, that button. Uh, the rounded edges it has and the roundedness of game screen and profile buttons, these are different. So it's like all over the place. Game screen, okay. So okay, so now I don't know how to go back where I started from. Profile level 2. Okay, now something that's confusing me is earlier we had a star, now we have a coin kind of shape. I mean, I literally have to think what was the difference now. So I think from a user experience point of view, that's again more confusing. The colors are really a bit too much. You have white, you have light green, you have dark green, you have pinkish red, you have orange, you have golden yellow. That's like 6 colors on a single page, and that's not taking into consideration the colors in the avatar. So that's a lot. Just tools.
Oh, that's an issue. That's I forgot to move that.
Okay. So profile. Okay, so this is profile history and game screen. Okay. So now, like basically, when I completed the first level, I had two options: game screen and profile. Okay, game screen and profile. See, that's what now I had to think of what were the options. So that's kind of just alienates the whole user experience. The image is really pixelated. Would be great if you can have a high quality image. Yeah. Yeah, same thing. Should we cancel this exclamation? Yes. A question mark would be appreciated because it's a question. It would be good to have a question mark. Double full stop won't be needed. It looks like informal language. Yep, I think that's all. I think there's nothing that I missed. So see here you have a star for 200, and then if you look here the profile, you have coins which is 200, which is like a whole new level of ambiguity. Yeah, so yeah, final verdict, I'd say the user interface and the user experience does need a lot of work, but yeah, that's the part which I think needs the main working. The functionality is pretty, compared to the user interface and the user experience, the functionality is pretty good, pretty decent. But yeah, if you could work on the interface and experience, would be lovely.
Thank you.